What's up, everyone? I just came back to Malmo after seeing Sweden beat Russia in the World Cup at the Royal Arena in Copenhagen. You're watching Post to Post.
Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. Okay, this isn't a hockey video, it's a personal channel video. We want some feedback from you guys. We have some things to discuss. It's been a bit of a transition for us this past 2 weeks. I started a new job and the NHL season started. So it's been busy. It's been really busy. So there are some challenges that come along with what's going on right now, time-wise. I work 12-hour days. I work 10-hour days, but it takes me an hour to get there, an hour to go home, so I'm away for 12 hours. And by the time I get home, it's 7 p.m. at the earliest. And then I need to eat, and that takes like an hour. And then it's 8, and then by the time it's 8, maybe there's a game on, and maybe I don't get a chance to film a video or prep to film a video or whatever. So it's becoming very difficult to do the podcast and do videos at the same time. So I wanted to ask you guys some feedback about what are your expectations? What do you expect from us? What do you want from us? We can do this a couple different ways. We do the podcast on Sunday. Now, the past 2 podcasts, there hasn't been a lot of hockey stuff to talk about because we're just getting into the NHL season. Mm-hmm. So they've been a little bit shorter than normal. And that's also because we were filming normal hockey videos during the week, and which is eating up some of the content or discussions that we could be having in the podcast. So do we stop doing more of these type videos where we're sitting here talking to the camera and talking about stuff that happened in the NHL and just plug it all into the podcast and make the podcast like really, really good? And maybe we only release the podcast on Sundays like normal, but it's really good, but then we just have like one video during the week, and I know that's like so far, like that's so much less than what we used to produce. Or do we make the podcast like 30 minutes and maybe we do like 3 or 4 videos during the week, so you get more content, but it's not, the quality isn't quite there, the delivery isn't quite there. So I'm not exactly sure how to go about this, but I really wanted your guys' feedback because I can't do an hour-and-a-half podcast and do like 5 videos during the week. I've tried the last 2 weeks, and I think I've released like 5 or 6 videos, maybe. What
you've done really is, because of your ability to produce a lot of content last season, kind of spoiled the viewers and set them up for expectations that now that you're back in the workforce, it's really hard for you to maintain those expectations. But you don't want the channel to decrease either. Built up an incredible community here with 36,000 plus subscribers, and they really own the channel, the people who are watching it. It's up to them. It's up to you folks out there.
Yeah, I'll do whatever you guys want.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
And that's the entire reason I'm making this video, because I want, this channel is for you guys. If no one watched the channel, I wouldn't be making these videos. So
there's going to be differences of opinion.
Yeah,
we know from the reaction that we see in the comments, some people just absolutely love the podcast, can't wait for it every Sunday.
Yeah,
and maybe they're the viewer that, or maybe not much of a viewer the rest of the week, because they have lives too. They can't sit there and watch YouTube every night.
Yeah,
and podcast coming out on a Sunday night, it's a nice thing to do. Other people would rather, they want content, that we get letters from people, mail time, comments. I can't wait to get home from school, and the first thing I do when I get off the bus or get in the door is I check to see if there's a post-to-post video. And so if you go to the less frequent but more quality, those folks are going to be feeling let down, I would imagine. So, yeah.
The reason that, people are going to say, well, if you get home at 7, you're done by 8. That's plenty of time to film a couple videos and get them out and stuff. And you're probably right. But in that time, there's hockey going on. And if I'm making videos about hockey and not watching hockey, then what's the point of the channel? Like, if I'm not watching any hockey, then why am I talking about hockey? Like, I'm not going to sacrifice my love for the game. Like, I'm not going to not watch hockey just so I can make videos on hockey that I don't watch. If that makes like, I need to watch hockey. So one thing I've been considering doing, and I haven't even mentioned this to you, is we just nail an absolute, like, we put all our effort into the podcast. We make it like an hour at least, maybe shoot for 2 hours every single Sunday. And during the, like, no one's going to watch an hour and a half or 2 hours of podcast, like, straight out. Very few people will do it. So I take the hour and a half podcast, and then I take segments, and I split them off into their own video. So it's like podcast highlight, Matheson suspension. And then maybe we talk about the Matheson suspension in the podcast for 4.5 minutes. And that's just like a little snippet from...
And you release that as a video.
And I release that as a video during the week. So if you miss the podcast, you can still kind of get these conversations and snippets. So we don't have to...
I'm liking that. You're getting a lot more airtime, but for the same amount of recording.
Exactly. So you don't have to be forced to sit down and watch an hour and a half video. Maybe you're only interested in 2 of the 10 topics.
And that's interesting because a lot of the comments I see on the podcast video is... Oh, could you please put in your timestamps for the various things that you're talking about?
And it's a really good comment, and the reason I don't do that is because I don't have time.
Now, sometimes another viewer will step in and say, okay, I'll do it for you. And they'll put links in their comments to all the various components of the podcast, which is great. It's a great service. Whoever's doing it, probably more than one person. Thank you very much. But it's really hard for you to go plow back in and do all that over again.
Yeah, it is tough. So let me know what you think about that idea. If you like that idea, then we'll go full force on the podcast. Really make it quality. Really make it good. Invest in really good mics, and
that would be nice.
The desk is set up really nice. Make things look and sound really good.
Yeah.
So.
And you'd still do your mail time. You'd still do your card unboxing. You'd still do your jersey giveaway.
Yep, absolutely.
Those kind of things would still happen. Right?
Yeah. If I get a new jersey, I'll unbox it. I wouldn't do that on the podcast. So there's still going to be these standalone videos and stuff. But
that's neat.
That's probably the best direction as far as, like, for me, as far as ease for me for the editing and everything.
It helps both communities, or both parts of the community.
Yeah.
The only downside to the more frequent videos that are excerpts of the podcast, they're more likely to be out of date by the time you see them, or to be older. Rather than us being able to do something a day or two after it happens, it might be 10 days after it happens, right?
Well, it wouldn't be 10 days, but
it might be
7 at the most.
Let's say something happens on a Monday. We talk about it on the podcast, which is
Sunday,
6 days later, and then it airs 4 days after that.
Okay, I guess
as a snip.
So I guess.
But anyway,
this hasn't really never been that channel to...
It's not breaking news.
Post 9 videos a day and try and break stuff. And there's people who already do that, and they do it really well. So I don't try to better them or to do anything like that. They do a great job. So.
Yeah, you could just stick the camera up in your bedroom, and you could just sit there and talk to it for 5 minutes and throw it out within 60 minutes, and it's on there. But
and that's a great method.
That's not your thing.
Nah,
it's other people's thing, and like you say, they do it well.
They do it well, and I don't. So.
Right on.
But that leads to a question. Well, what about the post-to-post intros? Because we allow you guys to film videos if you're at an AHL game or an NHL game or any kind of hockey-related thing. Film an intro. Hey, it's Neil. I'm here at the Charlottetown Islanders game. I'm watching them play the Moncton Wildcats, and you're watching post-to-post. So we do that. You guys have likely seen them. We're still doing that. But if these standalone videos kind of go away, what happens to the intros? Still doing the intros. Maybe we can do, if we get so many that I have so many intros, and I still have some from last year that I haven't posted yet. We have so many intros that we don't have enough videos to put them on. Maybe, I don't know, halfway through the podcast or something like that, we can sneak a few in.
Yes, that's great. They don't have to be at the very beginning.
Yeah, so if you're at an NHL game this year, all you need to do is film a video, just kind of like I acted there about a minute ago, and email it to us. The details are down below in the description. So we're still doing that. I still want to see your intros.
NHL or AHL or EIHL or SHL.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Or Liga or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything hockey related, and it has to be like in the hockey event. And if you're filming, or if you're going to do an intro, try and do it when there's no music being played in the background, and try and film landscape. Don't film portrait orientation with your phone. Film landscape. Just 2 tips.
The music in the background, I suppose that's a copyright problem if it's
it's such a short clip, it doesn't really matter. It's just the audio quality of hearing the person that's the problem. So
all right.
I've had to unfortunately decline a few intros just because I couldn't understand what people were saying, or they were a little low or something like that. So
all right.
the last thing on my list here is to mention is Discord. most of our younger audience probably know what Discord is. If you're older and you have, like, what the hell is Discord? Basically, it's a server kind of chat. It's like a chat server where you have different rooms and you can have conversations with other people. It's like, I don't know. It's like a message board, but it's live, kind of. And anyways, we have Discord. We've had it for like a year and 7 months, a year and 8 months. And I was pretty involved in the Discord for the first year and 2 or 3 months, but just haven't had the time recently. Jason, who you've seen on the channel, if you're new, you don't know who Jason is, but because he hasn't been anything recent, but
he's a rock star.
He, like, seriously, like, Jason does so much work for the Discord. We've implemented some new mods on there, so there's always people talking on a daily basis, minute by minute, on our Discord about hockey. Like, for every single live game that's happening, like right now Montreal's playing St. Louis as we're filming this. There's a room in our Discord server called Montreal versus St. Louis, and everyone who's watching that game is talking about it in that room. So it's a great way to communicate with other hockey fans. It's pretty cool. But we have a bot that Jason literally coded from nothing. He's put in, like, probably collectively, just time-wise, a month or more, maybe close to 2 months of literal, like, coding time.
Really?
In this past 2 weeks, he's come home from work, he's spent 8 hours coding, and then he's gone to bed.
What does the bot do?
The bot does all kinds of things.
Okay.
So we have a couple of video tutorial kind of things of what the bot does. So if you can type commands, so if you want to change your team tag, say you're Brent on Discord and you want your team in brackets, so you put exclamation mark, I think it's like my team, and then you put MTL, and then MTL will show up next to your name, so it just shows you that you're a Montreal Canadiens fan.
And the bot does
the bot does all that.
Oh, okay.
You can verify, so you can have like a different colored name. It's like a blue. You can make predictions. So in these game chat rooms, you can press exclamation point, and then it's like predict. That part's all new. I'm not very familiar with that. Jason has just implemented it. So, and then you can make some predictions for the game, and it keeps track of your stats. You get a score for if you get a game right, you get 2 points. If you predict that Montreal's going to win tonight and they go to overtime, but they lose, you don't get 1 point. You get nothing. Like, you need to get it right. So, and it keeps track of your stats, and every month there's a new leader. And when you move on to the next month, everything gets reduced by 60%. So it kind of normalizes for the new people that come in. So it's not like, well, if people on Discord in day one have predicted since day one, they're always going to be in the lead from everyone else that joined 3 months in.
Right.
So we're trying to normalize it month to month. And Jason has already filmed a video, published it on Discord. It's a 10-minute video walking you through all of the changes on the bot. And there's all kinds of other things going on. And like, if you wanted to search stats for a player, you just put in the command and you type the player's name, press enter, and the bot, boom, loads all their information, their height, their weight, where they're born, their statistics, who they play for, everything. With a team too, you type in a team, tells you their power play percentage, penalty kill percentage, like shots, like everything. So
incredible.
Yeah, and it uses it used to use a different API, but now I think Jason's using the NHL.com API. So it's grabbing information
right
straight from the site.
Yeah.
And we have live updates for games.
Oh wow.
So depending on when NHL.com, say Montreal scores tonight, and 30 seconds later the information's on NHL.com because someone has to put in who scored it and who got an assist, whatever. It goes to NHL.com, and maybe our Discord server, his bot is pinging the information, and then it grabs it. So there might be like a 45-minute delay in our chat, but it'll update automatically.
That's cool.
And Jason goes through all of this stuff. It's really cool. So if you are interested in talking hockey online, there's an app on your phone, so you can be on your computer, on your phone, whatever, tablet. Head on there. The link is down below in the description, the invitation link to our Discord. Hop on our Discord, meet some awesome people. Like, I have gotten to know so many people on Discord just by chatting with them. We have a VIP Patreon room, so if you contribute on Patreon at $5 or more, there's a specific room on there where all the patrons can chat, and it's pretty laid back, and met some awesome people in there. We've had people meet and like talk on Discord, get to know each other, and then meet in person. Matthias came over from Sweden to visit Ryan.
Right.
for a second time.
Oh,
he's been
really?
over twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He was just here during the hurricane that they just had down there in Carolina.
And they go to games. Like when he come, the first time he came over, they actually went to games.
Yeah, and then the second time he came over, there was a hurricane.
Yeah.
So they had to evacuate Carolina, where I think it was
Florence.
I don't know if they're in South Carolina or North Carolina.
Yeah.
But anyways, they went down to Florida and went to Disney. So it's cool. And people make friends on there. So if you want to make some friends and talk hockey and stuff, it's a pretty safe place to talk hockey too, because the bot has a filter in it. If you swear, if you say the wrong, you're allowed to swear, but if you say like the wrong swear word,
they're not
then
all wrong.
you get no.
Some are worse
anything
than
like
others.
racist or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
You get booted and automatically. Just there's no questions asked. You get it, and it automatically does it. The bot just does it. So
Cool.
it notices the word that you're saying, you're gone. So it's a pretty safe place to talk hockey, and we have moderators on there too. Like I said, we got some new moderators, so they're watching conversations and stuff and making sure that there's no out of bound arguments going on. There's no problem debating hockey. I love to debate hockey and stuff, but there's a line you don't cross. It doesn't have to be disrespectful. You can talk about hockey and disagree with someone and have a heated exchange of opinions about hockey without name calling and stuff. So we have some mods on there to make sure that doesn't happen, and we have a warning system, so if someone makes a mistake, they get a warning on their account and stuff. So it's pretty in depth.
Cool.
It really is. Jason did a really good job, so I can't say enough good things about Jason and the work he's done. He's put in a ton of work. He's taking a bit of a break now because he's drained, and so a big thanks to Jason specifically. Jason, if you're watching, I really appreciate all your work. Unfortunately, I haven't had a lot of time to be on Discord and helping you guys out and stuff, but you guys do everything in the back end, and you don't get enough credit, and I apologize for that. But keep up the good work and don't burn yourself out. Even the mods, if you guys are listening too, just take it easy. Just take it easy. Don't work yourself too hard. So, but I appreciate the help. It's what you're doing for the community is pretty awesome. So thank you. That's all I have for this video. It's been a bit longer than I anticipated, but good conversation, I think. And please let us know how you like the flow of the videos to go. Kind of the first half of this video, the conversation that we had about the podcast and stuff. We need your feedback down below in the comments. So that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you for Jason and the mods. Once again, I appreciate everyone's work. Hope you're having a good day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Adios.